Spirits do not possess bodies. They possess souls in body. That's what spirits bind themselves to. If you cut your body open now, can you show me where the spirit is in the body? But as long as there's a soul in that, that's why when the soul of that body leaves, the body becomes useless to them. That's why anyone who's possessed by spirit is able to hear them, because spirits bind themselves to souls. How do they bind themselves to souls? Through knowledge, because knowledge is what opens the gate of your heart. The Holy Ghost is released on earth, but he will not just come on someone randomly. There is something you need to hear and accept for the spirit of that knowledge to now have access to you. Since the Holy Ghost is poured out, why is it not just falling on people randomly? Even though an angel appeared to Cornelius, he had to bring a man who was full of that spirit. And then the man began to see how God anointed Jesus of Nazareth. There's a knowledge. And as his heart accepted that knowledge, the spirit of that knowledge entered him. And that's why your soul, your transformation begins from your soul. When the soul is transformed, the body is now brought under subjection to the kingdom that the soul has yielded to. So spirits manifest in thoughts, intents, emotions. Those things are soulish. If a spirit wants to steer someone into destruction, now it touches the person's anger in the soul. That's why foundational power is tied to a foundational knowledge that has led to foundational spirit. And I've taught you already, there is no demonic power that holds a person single-handedly. Every time a demonic spirit has an inheritance in somebody, he's not alone, he's legion. They are not powerful single-handedly. That's why they are a united kingdom. If you are casting out a spirit now from someone, just know you are casting out a chief spirit with many spirits. But now here's why a lot of people, they pray a lot, but they don't get delivered. Not because the spirit do not go out of them, but there is a knowledge they have to be delivered from. So some people, for them to be demonized, they must hold on to their traumatic experience and accept it. And as long as that traumatic experience remains with them, demons will keep having access to them. So their salvation did not touch their past experience. You don't know what I've gone through. And as long as you identify with that experience, because for you to open the gates, you have to identify with the knowledge that keeps those gates open. So when the King of Glory wants to come into you, now say, lift up your head, O ye gate, and be ye lifted up, that the King of Glory might come in. Then those knowledge that have exalted themselves above the knowledge of God will now say, who is the King of Glory? If you cannot cast out imaginations, you cannot deliver a man. So the first thing he did was to preach to the poor. They are poor in spirit. When he spoke of liberty, he said to proclaim. He's speaking to proclaim liberty. Poverty will never leave your life if you have the poor mind that your father had. Prayers will come upon you, but gates are opened in your spirit. A friend was telling me yesterday that there's this sister, they prayed for the sister. She speaks in tongues. But always there is this spirit, anytime she finds a good man and the relationship is about to get serious, that thing will come over her, she'll start breaking things. And there's this, because of a trauma she had in the past, there's this spirit that keeps on telling her that, oh, this man wants to kill you. Guess what? The spirit had access to the trauma. Now, the fact that I'm emphasizing on this means the Holy Ghost is talking to somebody through the trauma. You are in church, you've decided to follow Jesus, but the gate is still there. So even though they drive the spirit, when the spirit comes back and he doesn't find that any serious knowledge is there, this person still don't know anything, the house is empty. It now brings more spirits that are much more terrible than them. So the latter state of that place, he called it a state. So I always teach this. When they say foundation is fighting someone, don't just kill the demon. Every foundational power in every family flows through a knowledge or an ignorance. You don't just cast out demons of poverty. Cast out knowledge or poverty or ignorance or financial planning. How do powers activate? If it's relationship, the way you've seen your father maltreat your mother, when you enter a relationship, now that knowledge takes over the area of your relationship, and then there's a spirit that enforces that reality. Finances comes into your hand. The way your father had no plan with finances, that knowledge activates inside you, and then your finances are ruined. If you know this secret, you now discover that deliverance is easy and it's a process. You are delivered and being delivered. So find a lot of Christians, if that knowledge is not gone, even if God brings a breakthrough, it will not last 2 years. So when we fight spirits, we are fighting spirits of minds and spirits in minds. When the madman of the Gadarene, when he ran mad, you see, there was a spirit that, there were many spirits that communicated within him that caused, this one will come and say, okay, slap yourself now. On that one will come and say, enjoy yourself. So there was something in the soul. And when Jesus came, those spirits took over his vocal cords. The body is not, they hide in the soul of man. That's why your friend can be talking to you now. And if you are discerning, you can know when the demon has taken over. Even the person will not know. The same vocal cord, but there's a knowledge in them that is demonic.